Oh, right. What the fuck is... Okay, hold on. Before we do this whole thing, what's going on with this? What is... Okay. Great. Am I going to have to change these settings now too? Now you say it's good. Okay. Whatever. Fine. Doesn't matter. Hey, everyone. Real quickly, you're going to see who's talking, which is me, obviously, because you see my face, but you're also going to see this little screen here, right here, one moving around right now. That is the chat scene for me and my friends, because we're being joined by one of my friends who's playing Rivals right now, who has stepped away for some reason. Either that, or my thing's acting up.
Hello, Mr. Coyote.
There he is. For those that don't know, that is SD, aka the guy that likes to roast me on the daily. He also roasts Coyote too, so I'm not the only one that gets roasted here.
Welcome back, Coyote Fest.
Today we're going to be discussing a few topics for you guys. I thought, you know what? Instead of just making like videos and recording it that way, it would be a lot better just to do a live stream. We can get it done out of the way. It's already on YouTube. If YouTube wants to, you know, say anything to me, well, hi, I'm right here. I'll fix the settings for the next stream for next week. But this is kind of how we're going to be doing things from here on out. I know some of you are probably like, well, where's the actual Coyote? Where's the VTuber? He's taking a fucking break because he has to deal with frickin' reading twids and going over patch notes and frickin' playing Destiny and Genshin and everything. You saw him earlier today, okay? You get me now, okay? Deal with it, okay?
He's taking a shit.
Shut up. So, what's today's discussion going to be about? Well, from the title, as you can see, obviously, Coyote is known for being the dredging VTuber. Of course, we have to talk about VTubers. And while he is normally streaming for you guys, I'm in the background, kind of just hanging out, waiting for something. I'm either scrolling through TikTok, Instagram, whatever, and having to deal with these guys sending some of the most heinous stuff. But a lot of the times my feed is filled with VTubers because I allow Coyote to use my socials for everything. So when I want to post something, you'll see my face. When you want to see something from him, you'll see his stuff. So like his TikTok reels, um, Instagram shorts, or no, YouTube shorts, all that stuff. I don't. I only agreed to do this just so I could yap, so you guys could see another face besides just his. Cause sorry, that little horn dog, especially as these guys like to call him, and they call me that too, which is whatever.
Back.
It's just kind of there. So we're gonna talk about VTubers first. VTubers, virtual YouTubers. This really grew around the same time that TikTok grew. And I feel like for a lot of people, not only as creators seeing virtual YouTubers, but also flesh tubers as they get called, like their actual how they look IRL. You forget that when you look at a creator, and I feel like a lot of them have started disassociating themselves with being like, you're an actual person, not just a content creator, not just a virtual character. And then for all the people that just go and watch VTubers and, sorry, but there's a problem with you.
Who's been out his ass?
Shut up. But the reason why I want to talk about VTubers, one is because we saw a lot of outfit debuts this week. But while both me and Coyote were away, I had to do my actual job of cooking for people. He took a break just to kind of refresh, refocus, revitalize content, try to convince me to do stuff like this. So it took about 2 weeks because it was like, I'm busy as shit. You picked the wrong time to ask me to start getting more involved in everything. Well, around the same time, about, I want to say, a few days before the last actual stream that Coyote had before his return, so he returned this last Wednesday. His last stream was April 20th, 420. If you blazed it, congrats. If you didn't, I understand. Or, if you were like me, who had to deal with watching WrestleMania from the back of Coyote's head, which isn't fun, because he's a big-ass head. Frickin' Coyote. He watched WrestleMania, and I was in the back watching as well, along with my friends who would have to deal with him in the chat sometime, especially when he's playing gacha games or Destiny, or when he plays Rivals with them. And we'll talk about Rivals too later on. But VTubers, what happened? Probably, I don't know if it was the couple days before the break or if it was after. But I remember I myself was talking with my friend. We call him Shido. He's not here right now. He's busy working, being an adult. Don't ask where the egg boy is. We have no freaking idea. He kind of just shows up like, I'm here. I was talking with Shadow about a VTuber that I had liked and that I thought was pretty cool. One, because you don't see a lot of VTubers with that design. But it kind of was like, oh, okay, cool. Well, literally a day after I told Shadow that, what's that frickin' term people in the VTuber community use, like, for that one VTuber you really like? Kamiyoshi? It's like that VTuber, like, you just look at it and go, yeah, that's the one. And for SD, it'd be Shy Lily.
Now. Don't need her catching on.
But I was literally talking to Shadow about who are like the Kamiyoshis or whatever, which sounds like I'm saying a god Yoshi when I say that, but it's Kami Oshi, not Yoshi.
Oh sheet.
Oh, Sheet is right. Especially with what I saw the very next day when I was scrolling through Twitter. Why is it? And I don't know. I think Shadow just has this effect on people, like anime characters, VTubers. When you start liking a VTuber or an anime character, some shit happens to them. Because literally, no less than like 12 hours later, there's Google documents about all the nasty shit. This one VTuber who I'm not going to mention her name at all, but holy crap! Do you not realize one? Most of these people that you see as business partners are kind of the reason why you're able to pull off the content you have. I mean, do you think half the famous YouTubers that me, SD, Nada, the Egg as we call him, even Shadow have followed would be anywhere without some of the people that they've made content with? Have you ever seen like a YouTuber that was a part of a group of friends? And friends is what they are. They're fucking friends, just like us, just like the dumbasses I have to deal with. And trust me, I gotta
Fuck
deal with them,
you.
and they gotta deal with me.
You and the coyote.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna start about him. He's probably licking his fucking jank
Alright,
right
chat.
now.
Guess which one is hairier?
Really, really, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Okay, fuck you. Okay, I know I need a haircut, but damn. But when you look at like a VTuber, especially some of the big known ones, and like, yeah, I like this one. I like their community. I like how they are, and you like the people. Even like if they're like you're a part of a company, like the big ones like Hololive, Vsojo, Mythic, they're all still friends. Like it's not like oh god, I gotta get the edge up on them. I gotta be better than them. Like, no, they're a part of your content too. Duh. So have fun with it. Don't try to like blacklist them. Don't try to be like, no, 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 you can't work with them. They're a terrible person. Meanwhile, also behind the scenes, you got your boyfriend, aka your manager, going around saying the same shit to you. That's a good idea. God. I'm happy the VTubers that I like either are a part of a company or they're not seeing everything as a business move. Because, like, if you're a VTuber and you see everything from a business perspective, why aren't you in business? Why are you trying to be a content creator? That's like my dumbass doing this shit. I'm a chef. I don't do this shit. I only do it so Coyote can do whatever the fuck he's doing. Which, again, is probably cleaning himself. Dirty mutt.
Licking his balls.
But besides that bullshit that happened with that individual and her dumbass of a boyfriend, she says manager, but it's a boyfriend, okay? No manager is going that hard for bat for one of their people without getting a little something on the side. But not only did we have that shit happen, we also actually had something good come out of it. One being a lot of people learned who a VTuber by the name of Spite is. Spite is a Cerberus VTuber who, after learning a little bit about how she has her character designed, she's the daughter of the goddess Hecate, the witch goddess from Greek mythology, and the daughter of Cerberus. Now, if you don't know who Spite is, one, she's hilarious. She's funny. She has the same chaotic energy that you expect from people like Zentreya, Shy Lily, Ariel, Haruka, that whole lot. So it was really great to kind of meet her in a better light, because before that it was just like, oh yeah, Spite, yeah, I knew who that is. Now it's like learning more about her and like learning some of the shit she's gone through because of the previous individual. Um, which is kind of shitty. Like, just because like aesthetics on a character line up doesn't mean you're copying them. God, if every fucking like, take for example, if you took a look at Shy Lily because we mentioned her, if anything that was either remotely related to a sea creature was even mentioned, so many people would have to find different models. And even like the goth aesthetic that Spite uses, like that's a style for fucking anyone. Why are we trying to gatekeep a style? Jesus, what is this? The great gatekeeping of 2025? This is gatekeep. That's gatekeep. That's gatekeep. You want to like this? No, can't do that. Why? It's stupid. But
That's cool.
but with that debut of Spite's, I guess more um earthly, I want to say, appearance that she debuted. There was also a debut of Shy Lily's new outfit that we had, and I know I've seen a lot of other VTubers that have followed, um, I guess Coyote's stuff, um, and some of them are debuting, which is great because like the more VTubers there are, the more people that can do things is way better, honestly. When the community is large and there's a lot of people engaging and a lot of people wanting to find new people, it's great. That's why being like a smaller creator, yeah, it doesn't do good like in terms of monetary value or just business, but it's a lot more fun. It's a lot more engaging. You can meet more interesting people. And I feel like that's something that gets lost right now. Um, and I really saw. I was listening to another podcast. From Deluxe Spore who had I Am Wildcat on it, and it's like they 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 just have fun. It's not about all these other things. Yeah, that business side stuff that happens on the side. That doesn't affect when they're playing with their friends, when they're doing stuff. You know, if they want their friends to join on them for like a sponsored video, yeah, sure. But most of the time they do all that stuff on the side and then go play with their friends. It's not like, okay, here's our friend group. It has to be business. We have to do these collabs. We have to have some kind of sponsored thing, which to me is a dumb idea because if you're trying to expect your friends to always be there for your content, but when you're not there for their content, kind of shitty. Especially if you make bullshit excuses up. But besides that whole situation, me and Spite seeing the debut of a lot of other new outfits and more new VTubers and everything, there is another sad thing that happened in the VTuber space. And one of the most known VTubers, just for her, I guess, how would you describe it? In terms of like the on-screen personality, you would say it would be like a little bit of an airhead, but still new enough where it was like, I'm not going to get used. We had to deal with Garguro's graduation, which I guess because like I'm at where I'm at. I don't see all like everything going on because you know I'm on the outside. I have to watch some dumb fucking coyote fucking do stupid shit and try to be entertaining. Most of the time he's yelling, screaming, bitching, and stealing my beer. Fucking thing. But for me, like Garguro was like always a like funny character, especially her thing that she did. which is a lot more interesting, you know, than some people's like niches. Like coyotes being the fucking whatever the fuck that is. What the fuck? Sorry, I have to pull up the PlayStation chat that I'm in with my friends right now. Um, you're a dumbass. Just to kind of like make sure like nothing crazy is going on. Because with how this current setup is, it's not like I have like Discord. This is using PlayStation's like party screen thing to just show off like just the picture. Um, and then like when someone new joins, they fucking know. Ta-da! Here it is. But I guess going off of that and talking about the PlayStation chat and enough about VTubers, because we're gonna get into more of the stuff that's more interesting to me, these guys, gaming as a whole over the last really 5 years, I want to say, has changed greatly in terms of what it was back then to what it is now, in terms of not only the people in the gaming sphere, but also how games are produced, how they're marketed, how they're brought about. Which for me, I'm I don't know if I'm a fan of where I'm seeing some games go. Now, is that always a bad thing? Well, I mean, sometimes yes, sometimes no. If you know what marketplace you are going to want to go into, you should definitely push for that marketplace. But at the same time, don't be shocked when that doesn't work. Because I feel like the biggest thing that I feel like a lot of games are doing nowadays is instead of trying to like, okay, what is the core gamer at heart? They're not going for the core gamer. They're trying to expand it out too much to the point where they're trying to hit all these different things and it's not working. And I feel like it's not working for one specific reason. A majority of the people that game people go for are the ones they feel they can market to the most because they're the ones that are the loudest online. No, that's not your marketplace. Your marketplace are the people that are playing the fucking game, not making Twitter posts about it. Not making random fucking appearances on some stupid little YouTube thing talking about how bad gaming is and blah 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 blah. No one fucking cares. Gamers don't give a shit about your opinion. We want to play a fun game. And we don't want to look at something that's just going to make us go, you know? Fucking Concord. But like that's the other like big problem I think we have a lot of times in gaming is instead of it being something that's just fun and enjoyable, things have shifted so much in terms of its like ability to just, hey, look, this is the weapons you have, this is the shit you have with you, this is what you're going to use, and you're going to have fun with it. Not, okay, well, I just bought this gun off this stuff with all these attachments. It's 10 times better than this other weapon. Even though it's the same gun with the same attachments, it's better. Call of Duty. And I can't put all of the blame on the devs because the devs are being told what their publishers want them to do and what the companies behind all those them want them to do. So they're the ones trying to take your money. Gamers, instead of giving them your money, don't. Oh, this brings up another topic in talks about gaming. Fucking Xbox. The fuck are you doing? How do you go from being, this, was it, this fucking relatively large known gaming company, making consoles, you got games for it, and now you're doing all this weird shit. You're trying to be a fucking game dev instead of a game publisher. A platform for people to play this game on because they like the controller, they like the layouts, they like whatever they like. I mean, I don't feel like paying fucking, a couple grand just to replace a part on a computer. Where instead I can pay about a third of that just to get a new gaming console. But what does Xbox do? Yeah, no, we're going to make you pay about as much as a fucking PC. Just for a console. Why not just get a fucking PC at that point? If you're an Xbox gamer, eventually it's going to get to the point where it's just going to be everything that you could get for Xbox, you can either get on a PlayStation or on Steam. Why would you waste time spending almost the same amount for a part for your computer when you could just have one? And especially with Nintendo too. Nintendo is not safe from this either. No. Nintendo is not safe from this bullshit either, because the shit that they're charging just for their second Switch, which, who's asking for a new Switch? Who's going, you know what? I think it's time that Nintendo makes a new Switch. Huh? Why? It makes no sense. So now, while those, dumbasses are over here fucking eating each other alive, basically, this is what I'm going to say to PlayStation. Don't change anything. Let them give you shit, because we're getting Gears of War. In the summer, the PS5 is getting Gears of War. Like, that's pretty fucking huge. One, because that's been an Xbox exclusive since it first came out. And Gears came out like in... God, when was the original Gears of War? ...2006. Almost 20 years ago. So 19 years ago is when we got the first Gears of War. And it took 20 years for Xbox to go, oh yeah, we kind of shit the bed with that franchise. Well, now we're going to give it to PlayStation players and let's see how they like it. Maybe we can revitalize the series. Yeah, your series was done after 3. I'm sorry, it was. And even 3 kind of was like, I know you're trying to end the story, but come on. And then a couple years later, yep. Here's this. Oh, this little bastard. Well, I can hide that now until he comes back. Sorry. Wow. But besides all that stuff with Gears, gaming a lot has like really changed to the point where I don't know if I want to say that I recognize it, that I want to say I understand what they're trying to do. I just don't get where we're going. And again, PlayStation, just keep where you're at. Stay in your lane. Don't get money hungry, because the minute you get money hungry is the minute the fan base is going to eat you alive. Especially after some failures or non-failures that you've had. Just because something, it was like, oh, this was really good, ain't always going to last. Sorry, that's just how it goes. Enough said. PlayStation, don't shoot yourself in the foot. Xbox, keep shooting yourself in the foot. Nintendo, well, see ya. PC, I mean, I guess you guys are here just waiting for it, like any exclusives. And speaking of exclusives, can I just say, as a PlayStation gamer, that I am done with exclusivity. I feel like there's a lot of franchises that are exclusive to one platform that don't need to be one platform. Like, I get it, like if it's like a you own the rights or something to it or whatever. But like, do you realize how much better your game would do if you weren't just marketed to this little spec? And I say little because here's the thing. You have PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, PC. That is the four main groups of people that play your games. We're not talking about mobile people, because mobile people just go away. Please go to the side, okay? That's all I'm going to say. Just go over there. Just to the left and out. Because y'all can play Subway Surfers and Clash of Clans and record that gameplay to stitch a TikTok audio that gives some motivational thing. Whatever you want to do, go for it. But I am just done with exclusivity with gaming. Because like I feel like there are games like Sunset Overdrive. If that game was released on multiple platforms, it would have done so well. But because it was exclusively to Xbox and then went to PC, it didn't do well. Because to me, that game feels very, very much centered around being a controller game. Because of some of the stuff you can do. Now, if you're someone that, is playing PC and you have the fucking, what was that fucking thing we used to have to do in school? We had to see how many words we could type a minute. Yeah. But since we're talking about gaming and all this stuff, let us talk about something else that's happened with gaming. So we're in season 2 of Marvel's Rivals. This is why I want to talk about Rivals here. One, because I think it's a good game. It's fun. It's enjoyable. It has its problems. The biggest problem that I have with where Rivals is at right now is not so much its gameplay. It's more or less the fact that people are taking the words of a guy who mostly plays characters that are heavy movement based, only gotta focus really on killing and their own survivability, and getting clips. Why did we allow dumbass to speak for the entire DPS roster to shit talk a role that has been shit talked since like its conception. Since like the support role came about, it's always been shit on. But there's another class that always gets shit on, and that's the tank role. Why didn't you block the damage? Because I was dead. Why didn't you heal me? Because I was dead. Like, if you're wondering why, well, why isn't the support healing me? They just came back from spawn. We need the tank's ult right now. Yeah, you just got him killed. Now, this isn't to throw shade towards the person that said this. That's not what I want to do with making this little part for the Coyote Cast. I don't think that most people understand that when X person makes a clip that they may have discussed a half a season ago, that doesn't correlate to what's going on now. Unless you see things that you go, oh yeah, that's from fucking recent. Makes sense? Now, let me preface another thing. Because I can see correlations between the Rivals role and Destiny. Because I have to watch fucking Coyote play Destiny. The biggest issue that I feel like the roles have is you have identity, but there are people that don't know how to play those roles. Or they just go, oh, I saw so-and-so do this in like 5 seconds. I think I can do that too. No, you can't. Destiny, in terms of a role balance system, is better than Rivals. Because here's why. Okay, so tank, DPS, support. Those are the 3 roles in Rivals. Destiny, Titan, Hunter, Warlock. Each class has certain aspects of another class. But it also allows for building to go in certain ways. With Rivals, the biggest issue they have is not just their lack of identity, it's that they're too focused on one specific ability or attribute or XYZ. If you're a support in Rivals, oh, I'm a heal bot. Or, I need to make sure everyone stays alive. No, your job is to heal when people get injured, and damage the other team. You see the difference between how a support player plays. If they're just being the heal bot, yeah, you can climb. That's if the people that you're heal botting for can get kills. And people can talk shit all they want about fucking Cloak and Dagger, but Cloak and Dagger is the only support that does more than just heal. Sorry, that's how it is. I mean, Cloak and Dagger's ult can literally can zone off an area where enemies caught in it take damage and enemies in it get healed. And then they can go right back to supporting. Then we have the kit. There's a heal-based kit, which is dagger, but then the DPS support-based thing in cloak. The ability to make your teammates intangible, get them out, get yourself out. You have a debuffer you can apply to the enemy team. And last but certainly not least, we have the fact that there's range with that damage. The only other support that has like a aerial denial thing is good old Sue Storm, her thick kicked up little But yeah, a support's job is to not just be a heal bot. It's to provide support to your team. That's why the whole term support strike sounds really stupid to me. There's only one class that should be having a strike, and it's a tank. Because y'all get shot like crazy, and everyone just goes, not my fault. Now, this is completely different in Destiny. Okay? Because Warlocks, we're not support. And unless we're doing like a raid or something, and it's like, our shit ain't working, we're not in a support role. We're gonna kill everything around this role. We're tired of letting hunters be the DPS for the team. Which is why, like, having an identity for your roles or classes is better than having just one pure thing that each, like, this support can do this, but this one has this. It's this. Everything should be build crafted. Everything should have its own unique, specific spot in it. Because when everything doesn't have it, oh boy. So yeah, I think the rival support strike is incredibly stupid. I think we need to stop letting content creators dictate what it is that we play, use, or have fun with. Now, if you want to get inspiration from them, oh, hell yeah. 100% get your inspiration. Get that shit. But also make it your own. It's like, oh, I have this, and this as well. Oh, well, how will that work for me? Because I might not be someone that likes this setup, or that setup, or all these other things. Use what you want to use. Don't go, yep, I'm only going to use this thing, or I'm only going to do that thing. I don't know. I think at the end of the day, you just need to have fun. You just need to enjoy yourself. Don't let other people's bullshit dictate what you do. Whether that's a content creator space, whether that's in the bullshit you see outside of gaming and how that's affected gaming. And whether or not it's also just the stuff you see from creators. Like, if you like a certain creator for their aesthetic, or for their personality, or just because you feel like you can mesh well better with, you know, this or that, go for it. I ain't gonna stop you. I have no reason to. I'm just here to have fun, enjoy myself, talk shit, and drink a beer. But I guess, with that being said, I don't want to take up too much more of the time here, because I also want to relax a little bit as well. just finished a shift. Might as well just do this, get it over with, have fun. So that being said, Coyote's red faction, I guess. You lot. I hope you enjoyed this. I guess I have to tell him to fix things because things aren't working right. But yeah, that being said, Red Faction, I hope you guys have a great day. I'll be back tomorrow. We are going to react to some videos from creators that inspired me to get in contact with Coyote. I have the stuff. He has the personality or whatever, I guess. I don't know. I don't get it. So we're going to do that. So tomorrow we're going to react to some old school videos from content creators that I like, but I couldn't be bothered to try to emulate. So if you guys are down for that, watch out for that video. And all that. So yeah. How do I end this? Huh? Oh, I have to go down here. Oh, this thing. Oh, that makes sense. Normally he just fucking just goes, yep, doop, and this is done. Recordings are easy. Doing this, oh god, I give him credit. But yeah, Red Faction, have a good one. I'll see you later.